This is John from Fruitful Acres. These are all the tools and accessories you're going to need in your vineyard in the spring, whether you're setting up a new one or just getting it ready for the spring. So you need your fencing tool, which you'll utilize to knock in staples, take out staples, cut wire. Then you have your pruning shears, which you'll use to do most of your trimming of your vines. And then you have staples, which if you have wood posts, then you need to knock in your wire with these staples, ideally barbed ones. Sometimes they pop out, sometimes you want to put a new wire, so you need some staples. Then you need some loppers, just in case you have some big trunks that you want to cut out. We have high tensile wire here, so we need a tool for the anchors. So here's a gripple tool that we'll utilize to tighten up these gripples for our high tensile wire for our anchors in the row, as well as your middle wire and your top wire in your vineyard. So that's where you use the gripple tool for the high tensile wire. And then finally, you have your twist ties to tie on your vines after you've done your pruning, and some jute string, just in case some of the smaller vines need some additional training and are not ready for fruit production at this time. So first what you do is you will go through the rows and you will pull all of the vines off of the wires. You need to reset your wire every year, and in order to do that, whether it's a soft wire or high tensile, you need to get all the grapevines off of the wires, because otherwise you can't tighten them. So that's what you have to do. You take your vines off. You're going to keep it to, we have 2 or 4 fruiting canes per plant. We'll do a final assessment once we're ready to tie them up after we've tightened up the wires. So you get the wires clean. You go through and check to make sure that all your staples are tight and any of the hangers on the T-posts are all set. Then you will tighten up your anchor, which we have a arrowhead anchor about 2 feet in the ground. And then we tighten it up with the gripple tool to hold our end posts in place. We do that first before tightening the wires in the row. Then we start by tightening the bottom wire, and then we'll go do the top wire. If you do it the other way around, then by the time you tighten the bottom, the top one's loose. So it's best to go anchor, bottom wire, top wire, across the board. Then what you're going to do is you're going to do your final pruning. You're going to go through and depending on your training style, here we are doing a top wire cordon. We are going to look to have 2 arms coming off of each plant. Sometimes we have some vines that for whatever reason still are training, even though they might have been planted at the same time. So we need to tie up some jute, in this case to the top wire, wrap it around the middle, find a shootless spur at the bottom of the vine so that what it's tied to is not alive, so it's not going to girdle any new growth. And then we have it wrapping around that cane going up to the top. So we're trying to train that one cane on the right to climb up and spread out, and then hopefully we end up with 2 trunks next year, and then we can get fruit off this vine the following year. So we're going down and we're getting the vines on the top wire. If they need some additional pruning, we're going through here doing a final prune. As you can see here, this one had a shorter cane on the right arm, so we've tied that up. Go through here. The next step is to clean up your rows, and then we are good to go. So that's what we need to do in the spring. Those are all the tools that we need, and then we just need to go through, clean off the wires, reset the wires, then prune, tie up your vines, and you're good to go for the spring.